أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري يسر لي أمري واحلل لساني يفقهوا قولي May Rabbi Alamin. Assalamu alaikum everyone.
Walaikum salam.
Okay. How are you experiencing the weather?
It's really hot.
It is?
Yeah, it's really hot. We went out for a picnic a couple days ago, and it was really hot.
A couple of days was still okay.
No, not a couple of days, but like 2 days.
2 days ago, yeah, I think it was on Sunday that it started beginning the heat wave. Sunday, Monday, and yeah, and today's Tuesday. Okay, can we hold on just for a second? Let me see.
It was sorry, my mom's asking again when the graduation party is. Or graduation is.
The teacher just said give her 1 second. I think she's on a phone call.
What?
The teacher said give her a sec.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you had some questions? Who was asking a question?
Yeah,
Asma?
sorry. My mom was asking, when was the graduation again?
Yes, they were hoping it to be on Friday, but I think that it's. I was looking at this. We still have some preparations to do, so I don't think it would, because we were initially thinking of June, and then it came to July. And if I check the weather network, I see that it's coming Friday. Yeah, it shows a little bit of rain as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I think it's going to take some time. It won't be able to do on Friday. Yeah. I wanted to, but am I sharing the screen? Okay. We'll see. We'll discuss, inshallah. All right. Okay. So yesterday we did Surah An'am, chapter 6, verse 40. Who would be called at the time of who? Would be called at time of distress. Okay, I know why. I can make a better question. Oh, okay, let me go back. Okay, let's make it look clear. Okay. If there none to you punishment of Allah, or there would to be. Okay, because I also posed this question, therefore I'm going to make a little bit changes to make it more clear. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. Let me go to Surah Anam chapter 6, verse number 40. Punishment of Allah came to you the hour. I have to use one of the words because it doesn't make it clear. If someone is reading, from the internet, they won't understand the question. Okay. The hour. I'll use the word hour because there's less words used. Call at the hour to make it just clear. Like judgment. Judgment. What's wrong? Judgment day. Okay, just to make it look clear for who would call at the hour. That's judgment day. Okay, just to make it clear. Okay, 41. Okay. Okay, Haika, you can read. Haika, you can read.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بل إياه تدعون فيكشف ما تدعون إليه إن شاء وتنسون ما تشركون.
Okay, mashallah, tabarakallah. Bal ne iyahu, him alone, tad'una, you call, fayakashifu, fayakashifa, fayakshifu, fa is so, and he would remove. Kashafa means to remove. Fayakshifu, and he would remove ma what? Tad'una, again dua is call. Tad'una, you call. Ilayhi, ilay is upon. He is him in if. Sha'a, he wills. Watansawna, and you will forget. Ma what? Tushrikun, you associate with him. From the word shirk. You associate with him. Okay. Um, Asma, you can read the translation.
Okay. No, it is him alone you would invoke, and he would remove that for you for which you invoked him if he willed, and you would forget what you associate with.
Him. Okay. It is him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alone you would invoke, that you would call him, right? Who you would call at time distress. Actually, both the, um, and he would remove that for which you invoked him if he willed, and you would forget what you associate with him. So the partners that you worship, and when you call only your creator, and then he invoked for which you invoked him, he would build, he would, he's the only one who can remove um, the distress, right? Okay, a little bit classwork, add, reuse post. $41. Who can help the disbelievers at the time of distress? Okay, I mean that of course the believers are, call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but even the disbelievers do the same thing. Who can help this at a time of distress? And the answer would be 41. There it is. Okay. There's the pen. It is to whom you invoke. Only, you would say, only Allah would remove that from which you invoked him, you called him. Okay. If he willed. Okay. Only Allah. That's the answer, right? And not you. And the who associate partners are called mushrikeen. Mushrikeen are not just disbelievers, but they are, what do you call them? Mushrikeen. And the, what do you call it? Polytheist. Mushrikeen, right? Not you, but the polytheist would forget what they use to associate. Okay, up till here with him is okay, fine. Okay, you wouldn't use you, but because you could be anyone. And we're talking about specifically the polytheists because they are the mushrikeen, right? They associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, mushrikeen, polytheist. Poly. Poly means many, and theist means those who worship. So they worship many gods. Worship many gods. The polytheist, which means mushrikeen, associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So the answer is Allah would remove us, only Allah. It is only Allah that He would remove from you which you invoked Him, you called Him, right, at the time of distress, if He willed, if Allah willed, and the polytheists will forget what they used to associate with Him. What they used to associate with Him. That's the answer. Okay, let me know when you're done.
Done.
Okay. Okay, there it is. Aika, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would remove that for which you invoked Him, and if He willed, and the qualities that associate partner with Him. A little bit I'm going to make um, corrections. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, okay, Him, capital, if he is correct, willed, okay. Okay, I'll leave that. Just Him, just correct that. Okay? Hi. Can you hear me, Aika? Because invoked Him is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes. Let me know when you're done, okay? Okay, I think that got removed. To him alone. You see, alone, you would invoke him. So only Allah would remove that from which you invoked him, that you called him. Only Allah, right? Subhanahu wa ta'ala. If he willed, very good. And if you use you over here, then you use you over here, right? So you'll have to bring that for which the polytheist invoked him, if he willed, and they would forget what they associated with him. Okay, instead of you. Why? Because this is um, addressing the polytheists, that you know associate partners one another, you associate partners with him, but at the time you are in distress, you only call Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And you forget what you associate with him. But when we write, I'm not writing as I'm telling you, I'm telling what I understood from this second person. So when second person, we would say they say what they do, what the disbelievers do, what the mushrikeen do. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking to the mushrikeen, and we are just forwarding the information. So make sure that you would say it only if you alone. Oh,
Done.
yeah. So as you can see, because it's alone, so you would say start from here. Only Allah would remove that for which the polytheists invoke him. And if he will, that's Allah, where he is capital, he will, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will, and they would forget what they associate with him. And they are the polytheists, mushrikeen. Done so to forget what they used to associate part of shirk, right? That's the complete answer. Let's go back. I think Haika needs to fix that too. Only Allah would remove that which the polytheists associate partners with Allah involved him if he willed. Invoked him, sorry. Yes. Only Allah would remove that which the polytheist invoked him if he willed. Okay, that's correct. Okay, good. Right? So you understand that only Allah would remove what the polytheist uh, polytheist invoked him if Allah willed. Even that's correct. Okay, would remove that from which you have to make specific, like when we're writing the answers, we write polytheist because that's what they're polytheist. Invoked him has to be capital, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you will, that's fine. And and they okay. Okay, that's so Allah would remove that one with the policies invoked him if he willed. Up till here it's fine, okay? You can write this
Done.
and like Asma did, right? That's fine. Yeah. Okay, I have to go back. Okay, everyone do mashallah, very good job. Okay, are you able to remove the previous one?
Okay.
So Allah would remove that from which the policy invoked him, if he will. Okay, Allah would remove for what you invoked him, and if you will, the polytheist these that associate partners with him. Okay, I'll leave it for grade 6 is fine. Grade 5 is fine. Only Allah would remove that which the polytheist invoked him if he will. Yeah, if only Allah could remove. That's the main idea. That's fine. Okay, mashallah. Okay, I leave Abdullah the way he is because that's fine too. It's just that the higher grades you go, we have to be more clear with what you're writing. Okay, so this is fine. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so it's 11:23, and if you want, you can do Duolingo. So this is the last week actually of the school. So today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. So 3 more days left, and yeah, inshallah, and then we'll have report cards ready as well.
When will you be telling us for the exams the answers, the marking?
Oh, the result. Oh, you want me to show you the results? They already. I can share the screen. I don't have to make
No,
anything on
like when will
camera.
you be announcing it?
Announcing the results.
Yes.
No, so what I do, I show you the IXL. Okay, you want me to post it on the results? Okay, I'll do that. I'll inshallah post it. The weekly results of IXL and Duolingo. Okay,
No, exam week.
exam week, yeah, for the exam week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll post that inshallah, and then we'll just work out with the. I'm going to talk to Sister Saima and see inshallah, if we're able to do it on Friday. Okay, inshallah. So you can continue with your work and I'll post the results. Okay. I don't see anyone sharing the screen. Please share your screens. Still have 15 minutes. Haika Abdullah.
Okay.
Asma, please share your screen.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। ओके, ओके। ओह! अस्मा? السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.
السلام. وعلیکم
Okay,
السلام.
our mobile charging was down. Okay, we can start now. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Okay, Abdullah, can you read from here?
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ومن يكسب إثما
يكسب اسما ومن يكسب اسما
أمن
إثما
إثما
فإنما يكسبه
فإنما يحسب
مهم. على نفسه
على نفسه
وكان الله
وكان الله
عليما حكيما.
عليما حكيما.
Okay, can you?
أم ومن يكسب خطيئة أو إثما ثم يرمي به بريئا فكرهت ملا بهتان وإثما مبينا.
Okay,
ولولا فضل الله عليك
عليك
وعليك
ورحمته
ورحمته
لهمت
لهمت
طائفة
طائفة
منهم
منهم
أن يضلوك
أن يضلوها
وما يضلون
وما يضل الله
إلا أنفسهم
إلا أنفسهم
وما يضرونك
وما يضرونك
من شيء
من شيء.
وأنزل الله
وأنزل الله
عليك الكتاب.
عليك الكتاب
Okay, والحكمة
والحكمة
وعلمك
وعلمك وعلم القلب
ما لم تكن
ما لم تكن
تعلم
تعلم.
وكان فضل الله عليك
كان عليك
عظيما.
عظيما.
Yeah. Okay, can you read it?
لا خير في كثير من
من نجواهم
من نجواكم
إلا من أمر
إلا أمر
بالصدقة
بالصدقة
أو معروف
منوه
أو إصلاح
أو إصلاح
بين الناس
بين الناس
ومن يفعل ذلك
ومن يفعل
ذلك ابتغاء مرضات الله
ذلك الكتاب الله
مرضات الله
مرضاة الله
فسوف نؤتيه
فسوف نؤتيه
أجرا عظيما.
أجرا عظيما.
اوکے ماشاء اللہ تبارک اللہ. ہائے اسما کین یو ریڈ اٹ؟
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقال الشيطان لما قضي الأمر إن الله وعدكم ووعدتكم فأخلفتكم وما كان لي عليكم من سلطان إلا أن دعوتكم فاستجبتم لي فلا تلوموني ولوموا وأنفسكم ما أنا بمصرخكم وما أنتم بمصرخي إني كفرت بما أشركتموني من قبل إن الظالمين لهم عذاب أليم. وأدخل الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها بإذن ربهم تحيتهم فيها سلام. ألم تر كيف ضرب الله مثلا كلمة طيبة كشجرة طيبة أصلها ثابت وفرعها في السماء تؤتي أكلها كل حين بإذن ربها ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس لعلهم يتذكرون. ومثل كلمة خبيثة كشجرة خبيثة تجتثت من فوق الأرض ما لها من قرار. يثبت الله الذين آمنوا بالقول ثابت في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ويضل الله الظالمين ويفعل الله ما يشاء. ألم تر إلى الذين بدلوا نعمة الله كفرا وأهلوا قومهم دار البوار جهنم يصلونها وبئس القرار. وجعلوا لله أندادا ليضلوا عن سبيله وقل تمتعوا فإن مصيركم إلى النار. قل عبادي الذين آمنوا يقيموا الصلاة وينفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا بيع فيه ولا خلال. الله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخ فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم وسخر لكم الفلك لتجري في البحر بأمره وسخر لكم الأنهار وسخر لكم الشمس والقمر دائبين وسخر لكم الليل والنهار.
Okay, mashallah, tabarakallah. Haika, can you read from here?
Okay.
Haika, okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وآتاكم من كل ما سألتموه وإن تعدوا نعمة الله لا تحصوها إن الإنسان لظلوم كفار.
Far.
كفار. وإذ قال إبراهيم رب اجعل هذا البلد آمنا وجنبني وبني أن نعبد الأصنام. ربي إنهن أضللن كثيرا من الناس فمن تبعني فإنه مني ومن عصاني فإنك غفور رحيم. ربنا إني أسكنت من ذريتي بواد غير
Zizain.
ذي زرع عند عند بيتك المحرم ربنا ليقيموا الصلاة فاجعل أفئدة من الناس تهوي إليهم وارزقهم من الثمرات لعلهم يشكرون.
Okay, mashallah, tabarakallah. Okay, we'll read Islamic now. Scientific miracles in Quran. Who will read it? Asma, can you read it? Asma, come here. Scientific method. Come. Scientific miracles in the Quran. In fact, the Quran is not a book of science or technology, it is a book of guidance, which principally aims at guiding people to the true God. Allah helps them establish righteousness and create a virtuous society. The Quran is the word of Allah, its martial style and profound wisdom constitute some of the definite proofs. Furthermore, its miraculous attributes further prove that it's a revelation from Allah. One of these attributes is the fact that a number of scientific facts have been discovered in recent years with the help of modern technology were stated in the Quran over 1400 years ago. These facts could not have been known at the time of the Quran's revelation. This conclusively provides further evidence that the Quran is the word of Allah and categorically points to Islam's genuineness. In fact, many Western scientists have embraced Islam once they found out about some of these scientific facts in the Quran. Hmm. The Prophet ﷺ was not familiar with such scientific facts which were discovered only in recent decades. In fact, he was illiterate, which proves beyond doubt that only God must have revealed them to him. These scientific miracles relate to a number of matters, including the following: embryology and human creation, sensation of pain in the skin, recent scientific discoveries concerning the intestines, the significance in the sense of hearing as compared with that of sight, and the origin of creation, miraculous nature of fingerprints, the miraculous healing honey provides, the detrimental effects of carton blood in pork, the health benefits of ablution, prayer, and fasting, the Quran, a healing and mercy. Hmm. Yeah, Dr. Sharif Kaf al-Fasil discusses these and many other scientific miracles that are brilliantly written in the Quran, in the book Medical Miracles of the Quran, which has been published in the Islamic Foundation, Leicester, UK. The Glorious Quran, 5 detailed study of some surahs of the Quran. Surat Al-Fatiha, the opening. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praises for Allah, Lord of the worlds, the most gracious, the most merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those on whom you have bestowed favors, not of those who have earned your anger, nor of those who have gone astray. Amen. Theme of the surah: understanding of the key concept. The surah, whose 7 verses are the most often repeated verses of the Quran, introduces some of the most frequently used names of Allah. The surah expresses our heartfelt feeling of gratitude to Allah. The feeling overwhelms or ought to overwhelm all sensible people who are willing to ponder over Allah's providence and His limitless compassion, mercy, and justice. Visible in different forms and manners in life and in the universe around us. As-Sayyid Iqbal here states, any praise that is ever sung, whether for Allah Most High or for anyone else, in reality belongs to Allah. Who is it but He who makes the idea click in the mind of an inventor? Who is it but He who steers um the brushstrokes of a painter? Who is it but he who flashes the right word in the mind of a writer? And whose creation is it but his, the material that they use, the laws they follow, and the beauty that they imitate? In practice, therefore, when anything strikes us as good and beautiful, it is Allah who must be remembered with gratitude, and it is He who must be praised. There is no God but Allah. Thanks belongs to Him alone. He alone is the owner and sustainer of all creation. Thus, from this intense sense of gratitude, there springs a desire in the human being to worship and adore Allah alone, and to call upon Him alone for help and guidance. This surah deals with the human quest and longing for guidance. The It is in the form of a supplication. Its style is not didactic or instructional. Well, it does not teach us how to supplicate. Rather, the supplication itself is made to flow on our tongue as a spontaneous hymn springing from the very core of our being. The word Allah is used at the highest frequency in the glorious Quran. It is the personal name of the Supreme Being who created the heavens and the earth and everything in this universe, and it is used exclusively for Him. The oneness of Allah, Tawheed, is the central theme of the Quran.
Okay, Haika, you can continue.
Okay. From the bottom?
From section, this one, just a minute. The second pillar of establishing the prayer.
Okay. Salah is an Arabic word which
No,
means to
just a
turn
second.
towards.
I think so. We have lost the page. Just a minute. This one, the major themes of glorious Quran. What?
What's before that?
The scientific miracles, and after that, glorious Quran. This surah, Al-Fatiha. You finished? Surah Al-Baqarah. The central theme. What is the central theme of Surah Al-Baqarah? Can you read Haika, this one? What is the central theme of Surah Al-Baqarah?
Okay. Due to a small amount of space, it is not possible for us to give here the complete Arabic text of the verses of the Quran under study as well as their translations. Many explanatory works are now available in English which include the text of the Quran. You may consult them. If we look closely to the end of the Surat Al-Fatiha and the opening of Surah Al-Baqarah, we find that the relationship between these two surahs is very much similar to the supplication and response it invokes or the penance it receives. Surah Al-Fatiha ends with the words, "The path of those on whom you have bestowed your favor, not of those who have earned your anger, nor of those who have gone
Astray. Astray. Who have gone astray. Yes, continue. Second page.
Okay. Immediately, therefore, Surah Al-Baqarah with the opening words, Alif Lam Mim. This is the book about which there is no doubt guidance for the God-fearing. It is if the divine guidance a person seeks in Surah Al-Fatiha is given to them.
Fatiha.
Fatiha is given to them straight away to obeyed by the follow in the next surah, which is perceptive. A person of fine intellect and good taste sees such a sudden response to his supplication, they are naturally overwhelmed with a deep sense of guidance and praise for Allah.
Okay, structure of Surah Al-Baqarah. Yes. Okay, can you read? This is structure of Surah Al-Baqarah. Haika, can you read it?
Okay. The surah is entitled Al-Baqarah because it's mentioned at the point of the story of the cow. The name of the surah does not, however, signify that the cow is the main theme. It simply marks it as a surah in which the cow is mentioned. The greater part of this surah was revealed in the earlier Medina period, soon after the immigration of the Prophet ﷺ to Medina, Surah Al-Baqarah may have been divided into some clear sections, each of which with themes of its own, yet interrelated with each other. Divisions may be further divided into subdivisions which greatly help reflection and understanding. It should be remembered that such sections or subsections are not finally laid down, thus the portions containing 193 verses could be divided into 5 sections. Section 1, verse 1 to 39, Fundamentals of Divine Guidance. Section 2, verse 40 to 123, the children of Israel, the Muslim community in decline, the broken agreement and diseases of the heart and character. Section 3, verses 124 to 52, the handing over of the prophetic mission to the Muslim community. Section 4, key personal qualities and attributes and the basic principle of Deen and Shahira. Section 5, legal aspects, criminal law and law of the inheritance, a program to develop in the believing community through fasting in the month of Ramadan, fighting in the way of Allah in self-defense. Let us now take a closer look at these sections.
Okay. Asma, can you read it? Section 1. Nadia, read it. Asma, can you read it? Asma?
Verses 1 through 19 describe the people who profit from the divine guidance, Hidayah, and those who do not. The surah begins highly significant by declaring its own divine origin and authority. This is the book about which pronouncement is repeated quite often throughout the glorious Quran and the beginning of many surahs and within the surahs. For what purpose has has the book been sent? To guide who and what and to what? To guide those who are. Uh, to guide who and to what? To guide those who are muttaqun, conscious of Allah, those who have the quality of righteousness, Allah's consciousness, or taqwa, to the path of Allah, which leads to happiness in this world and eternal bliss in the hereafter. Verses 2 through 5 lay out in some detail the traits of those who are muttaqun. They describe how the Quran mm, has come to make people literally muttaqun, communities conscious of Allah. The surah now identifies those who would never benefit from divine guidance, verses 6 through 20. The surah then turns to call all mankind to the central message of the Quran, to worship and serve Allah alone and not to associate any partners with Him in worship, verses 20 through 1 through 2. To authenticate the message, it proceeds to establish the authenticity of the Quran and hence that of the messenger. 20 verses 23 through 5. Verses 28 through 29 bring home the reality of life after death. Verses 21 through 29 offer a lucid summary of the entire Quranic message. Verses 30 through 39 take up the story of creation and thereby set forth detail by detail the Quranic worldview and its understanding of the nature of the mankind. People are given knowledge and free will. Allah has established. Hmm, Allah has established people on earth as successors, the Khalifa succeeding each the limit six. Earth a successor succeeding each other. People must therefore live within being the commands of Allah. Mm, of Allah. People While obeying the commands of Allah, people face a continuing battle to choose between good and evil. Since they are free and morally accountable, they are liable to sin in the struggle. To face the struggle between good and evil and overcome their sins, they are given two divine gifts: to promise to accept repentance and to give sins whenever sinners turn to him, as he forgave Adam alayhi salam. The promise to send divine guidance as Allah promised Adam alayhi salam. Section 2, verses 40 through 123. The discourse turns to Banu Israel and the Jews of its time. For 84 long verses, it reminds them of Allah's blessings upon them and their thankfulness and violations of His commands, the major deceits of their heart, of attitude and behavior, faith and practice. In short, it is a tale of their broken pledge with Allah. The question arises, why does the Quran do so? Why does it deal with Banu Israel in the very beginning at such a vital point in its discourse at such a length? The primary objective of the Quran is to provide a mirror for the Muslims of all times to hold up to themselves, to see a faithful reflection of their own condition and destiny. The Quran here delivers judgment upon Banu Israel because of their failure to discharge their mission. Thus, it provides the foundation to replace them with its new Ummah, the Muslim community raised under the leadership of Allah's last messenger, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to continue and fulfill Allah's mission. Hmm. Hence, although the address is directed to Banu Israel, the real addressees are the Muslims, the trustees and keepers of the Quran. By reading in this light the whole 84 verses, we find that even specific events of the history of Banu Israel, like that of the golden calf, became events of our own past and present. This section 40 through 123. It also contains a general da'wah addressed to Banu Israel. It provides invaluable guidance as to how da'wah to a declining Muslim community should be given, and shows what wisdom should be adopted in da'wah and the reformation. Verses 74 through 74, 47 through 74 remind Banu Israel of the various landmark events from their history and their corresponding behavior. Each event offers a crucial lesson and deals with some central aspects of their life. All these events are arranged into a meaningful order. Verses 75 through 123 turn from the history of Banu Israel to their current states of heart and mind, attitudes and behavior, especially the last. Especially that the last, especially portrayed as their denial and opposition to the last prophet, but it is emphasized that this is nothing new. It is only a continuation of a long history of such attitudes. Verses 124 through 133 present an accountable of the sacred history of the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, of his pious life lived in faithful and exclusive submission to Allah. Ibrahim a.s. was appointed to the custodian of the house of Allah and the leader of mankind because he proved himself in every test he was put through. The new Ummah is a fulfillment of Ibrahim's prayer as he built the Kaaba and the house of Allah. Built the Kaaba, the house of Allah.
Okay, Abdullah, can you read it? Section 3, verses 124 to 152. Abdullah, can you read it? Section 4, I think.
Yes.
Yes, Abdullah. Can you read from here,
Yes.
section
Sorry.
4,
Okay.
verses 153 to 177?
Verses 153 to 62 display the key personal resources needed to fulfill the pledge. For example, salah, fasting, pilgrimage, and striving in the way of Allah. The most essential resource is that one remains ever mindful of Allah. One lives in his precision. One sees everything as being from Allah and because of Him, and thus remains ever conscious of meeting Him in the day of judgment. In short, one remains as much and as often as one can be in every situation and every moment that the Salah has given prescription for this very objective. That is why verse 152 is immediately followed by the command to seek help with patience, sabr, and sabr or patience is mentioned in the first. This is because Salah cannot be established and performed individually or in congregation without patience. Finally, the grave consequences of breaking the pledge with respect or to the Quran, given a curse from Allah, from the angels, from all mankind, and a bidding punishment in the hereafter.
Mhm. Okay, you can continue, Abdullah.
And then comes some of the most important principles of Sharia. Firstly, all good things on earth are permissible except those things that which may be prohibited in verse 168. Secondly, the fact that the authority to make things forbidden rests only with Allah and with no one else. Verse 169. Thirdly, thus only few things are declared forbidden by Almighty Allah, while everything else is allowed. Verse 173. Fourthly, the prohibits that can lax us in the face dire, prohibits that human needs. Verse 173. Fifthly, mortal prohibits are much important. However, the foundation of medicine in life remains the walk or heedfulness of Allah. Thus, verse 177 gives a comprehensive definition of what the walk is.
Taqwa. Taqwa is what taqwa is. Section 5, verses 178 to 93.
The beauty of the life and the property are the two foundations of unity and order in society. They are taken up in the verses by instructions about fasting, Salam, or Sayyam during the middle of Ramadan in order to keep to to development the walk
taqwa or
Taqwa.
self-discipline, order to control oneself, overstepping and violation limits set by Allah. Revelations verses 183 to 7 hasn't the commands do not eat up one another's prohibitions by false means.
Okay, mashallah. Tabarakallah. So this was your lesson for today. Inshallah, I'll see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Or